Hello and welcome to All Aboard and a brand new week. So this is our final week before I go away with my wife for 12 days for our 10-year wedding anniversary. But do not fret because the shop will still be open Monday to Friday in the evenings. So all of our clubs and our events such as board games nights, RPG nights, Lorcana will still be going ahead as normal as planned. Plus the weekends still running as normal, 10 till 4 on Saturday and 11 till 4 on Sunday. So our RPG groups on Saturday and our Lorcana on Sunday will still be going ahead as well as still allowing you time to come along and shop for all of your favourite new games. So on the topic of new games, we do have a lovely variety here that we're going to go over. So we're going to begin with this week's game of the week, and that will be Looot. That's Looot with three O's. This is a wonderful little family light to midweight Euro game where you are collecting a variety of different resources by creating links and chains of Vikings coming off from the long ships as they make shore and heading inland. You'll be collecting things like sheep, gold, woods, axes. You'll also be trying to take over buildings such as castles, towers, and houses as well. You'll be adding them to your own area. So these are resources that you're raiding and bringing back home, and you have a variety of different objectives to fulfill. So on your own game board, you have three larger buildings. These require a variety and combination of different resources, as well as longboats or longships that you can then collect resources for to score more additional points. In a similar vein to things like King Domino, you have a multiplier, and you can increase that multiplier by completing various objectives, and then that will mean that your sheep, your golds, your woods will be worth more, and your axes you use for endgame scoring in terms of some extra bonuses. Absolutely wonderful game. Takes a few minutes to set up, even less to learn the game, and really it is all about the options that you have available in front of you. Really good fun. Can thoroughly recommend for anyone. If you enjoyed Acropolis that came out a couple of years ago, then this is going to sit right in that wheelhouse. A nice, easy, accessible game that's going to be a lot of fun for a lot of people. So next up we have got Cities. This is this game here from De Vere. This is another Euro game, so we've got things like card drafting, we've got worker placement, resource management. In this game, you are in charge of developing and rejuvenating a neighbourhood within the city. You'll do this by drafting project cards. These project cards allow you to make these improvements to things such as residential areas, commerce, waterfront properties, financial, shopping, commercial, all kinds of things there. De Vere recently have, in my mind, have really honed in on that kind of like mid to heavyweight Euro where it's certainly a little bit crunchy, there's a lot going on, but in a very, very accessible way, allowing you to get into the game quite quickly. I think things like Bamboo, White Castle, Red Cathedral, these are games that do run a bit longer, but aren't overwhelming in terms of their rules, like something like Bitoku, for example, which is a massive box, very impenetrable, even to a lot of sort of like hardcore hobby gamers. So I love what they're doing with these ones, and if you've played the aforementioned games, Streaming Circus, Bamboo, White Castle, then do come down and give this a go, add it to the collection. It's a worthy addition to De Vere's range of games. Next is Skippity. This is one that we've been waiting for a long time. We saw it first around the UK Toy Fair, I do believe, and we've been on the hype train for this ever since. This is from the inventors of Quirkle, so that's already a massive tick for me in terms of this game. Quirkle is a wonderful abstract strategy game that takes its cues from things like Scrabble, Rummy Cub, and is really a family favourite. It's one of our all-time best-selling games in the shop since we've opened. Constantly hitting our top 10 sold games every year, and we do have some restocks coming for that. But bearing that in mind, Skipperty, when it was announced, was a must-have for us. What Quirkle is to Scrabble, this will be similar to checkers. So, for example, you set up the entire board and you place these skipping stones randomly across the board until you fill up all the squares, apart from these 4 in the middle here. Then whoever's the first player will take their first turn, and basically you'll be hopping over stones. Each stone that you hop over, you get to add to your display. Then at the end of the game, once all the stones have been taken, or there are no more viable moves, everyone takes a look at their columns of colours. Whichever one is the least, that's how many points that you score. So if you manage to get 3 in all of them, but 4 in yellow, then it would be 3 rows that you scored, because you don't have the 4th one in all of the others. Really, really simple. And again, like Quirkle, it gives you a rundown of the rules on the back here, and this is pretty much is the rules. So again, really accessible. Just jump on in, dive in, start playing straight away. And that is Skipperty, available now. We also have a copy available in our library, if you can see just above me here. So if you do want to come down Wednesday or Friday to our games nights and try it out, please do. Thoroughly recommended. Next is Undaunted 2200, another one that we've been looking forward to for quite a while. This is the latest offering from Osprey in their famed Undaunted series. This is a deck building war game, and having played a couple of them now, absolutely love this series. I'm very intrigued to see the jump from the familiar World War II setting, jumping forward about 300-400 years into the future, into a all-out sci-fi setting. This reimagines the original game with a 2-player mode, 4-player mode, as well as a solo player mode as well. So there's a variety of different ways to play the game. For those who have played Undaunted, there's going to be a lot of familiarities to the game. Those who haven't, think of this as a mix between a deck building game, so things like Clank, Legendary, Dominion, things like that, crossed with a war game, so like bolt action, things like that, where you're actually moving pieces around the board. Really good fun. Obviously, as with the others, there is sort of like a small campaign inside, a series of skirmishes, battles that you can play through, either all like one after the other, or just pick your favourite one and play through that. But that is Undaunted 2200 Callisto. On to the last couple of things on our product highlight. Next one is let's turn that the right way up. The 2024 exit calendar. This is the Missing Hollywood Star. Now these babies pretty much sell themselves. That sounds really corny, but that is true. Absolutely good fun. You get a puzzle every day of the Advent, leading up to the final day, and absolutely just really good fun. I can thoroughly recommend these. These are on sale now, but they're not out on the shop floor. But if you do want one, just come and grab one. We always say sooner rather than later, because these always sell out. And then finally, for the product highlight, we have got the release coming out this week, and that is the Altered TCG. You can see here we've got all 6 decks here, as well as the booster box. So what we'll be doing for this week for our launch party is everyone will have the chance to buy a starter deck. That will allow them entry into the event. They can sit down, just play with others. If you'd like to buy all 6 starter decks, you get a 10% discount, and everyone will be able to buy up to 12 booster packs. That's obviously based on attendance. If we have fewer people than we're expecting, then we may raise that allowance for people. Really fun game. It's a game based mostly on exploration. So There's not really a lot of combat in the game. I think the combat's pretty much non-existent. But the idea is about getting your hero and your companion to explore a variety of different terrains and meet at some point across their journey. This is from the minds of Dixit and Mysterium, so absolutely wonderful gameplay involved in this. Sort of more about the story, more about the journey, which is what you'd expect from games like that, as well as a very, very unique sort of second-hand market and trading system that they've got involved in this. I'm absolutely sold on the game. I absolutely love it. I think it's a very innovative and very unique card game. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, do come on down on Friday and give it a try, and hopefully you'll fall in love with the game as well. Following on from this, we will be starting a weekly event on Tuesdays from the 24th. That'll be 7 PM onwards on the 24th. We'll be looking to run our first event as a draft. So that'll be an 8-player draft. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, get signed up, and then we'll make sure there is a space available there for you. So that about wraps up everything for the product highlight. Obviously, we're away, but as we mentioned at the start of the video, the shop will still be open in the evenings for clubs and events, Monday to Friday, as well as Saturday and Sunday as normal. And then we'll be back on the 23rd to resume everything as normal for the rest of the year. But yeah, that about wraps up this video. So thank you all for watching, and as always, thank you all for your support. If you have any questions about any of the games discussed here today, or indeed anything within the shop, don't hesitate to put a comment below, drop us an email, give us a call, or even pop into the shop. We'll always be happy to answer any questions that you have. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the boardroom.